Okay, and welcome to the second video. This is video number 2 on how to use your calculator. The first thing I'm going to show in this video is how to reset it to standard form, because sometimes you'll notice that it has all these menu options across the top, and mine resets to particular sets of modes. And then you can also scroll back and forth and see a whole bunch of calculations here as well too. I was just checking some people's work. Now, if I want to clear those, that's fine, but I can still scroll up and find them. So I don't necessarily want to just always use the clear button to get to a blank screen. I think that it makes more sense to go to a reset. So to do a reset, I'll press second plus for memory. It'll bring up this menu here. Now, anytime you have a menu with numbers, you can simply type the number and it will bring you there. So I want to do reset, so I'll press 7. Now I'd like to reset all RAM, so that's everything. And it'll erase all data and programs from RAM. That's what I want, so I'm going to select 2 for reset. This is the standard reset that you'll also have to do, and you'll show me this screen before calculator tests when we get back to in-person learning. And it's also the reset that's done to your calculator on the exam. So now that we've got a fresh screen, we can just click on and it'll bring us back there, and you'll notice I can't scroll up or down and see previous things. And it actually emptied out everything. So all of my memory has been cleared, and that's useful when moving from one question to another, especially if you've done a lot of work on some stuff. So now let's start learning how to type. So I can do simple calculations, 12 times 3, and hit enter, and it'll give me 36. And I mean, this is nothing magic, it's a calculator. If I scroll up and select the equation again by pressing enter after it's been highlighted, I can then go back and edit it to something else, like 12 times 4. If I scroll up and select the answer, it will bring the answer into my calculation. So if I had a lot of decimals that I wanted to bring in, I could do that. Other things I could do to bring the answer in is I could press second function and the negative sign down here, as that will bring up ANS for ants. Now this is going to give me 48 squared, so a very large number. And I can check that that's 48 squared by doing second function square root, and then I could either type 2304, I could select 2304, and that will get me back to 48. So that's typing out basic calculations. You'll notice when you get to some of the trig stuff that it opens up a set of brackets for you. And so if you wanted to do sine of 45, you would then close the brackets afterward. Now I'm not going to hit enter on this one because my calculator is set to a different mode. It won't work the way you expect it to. My calculator is set to measure angles in radians, not angles in degrees. But I suppose now is a pretty good time to show you how to change that. So one other place where you'll commonly go into your calculator is this mode button. So if we wanted to change like these things across the top, or the way that our calculator standardly operates, we'll press mode and it'll bring up a list of options. So this is where you can change from one text style to another text style. You can change the way it displays numbers, so whether it's in normal, scientific, or engineering. Float simply talks about the number of digits after the decimal that are included. So it says that it just moves it around wherever it needs to be. But you can specify, I want to do 3 digits after the decimal by selecting up to 3, and it will force all the answers to being 3 digits. You'll see that change as being fixed 3. And I'm going to go and change from radians to degrees. We have many other things here, including talking about lines, styles, how we display real numbers, different ways of showing fractions, having your answers automatically adjust to whether it's a decimal or a fractional approximation. Some of these are quite useful. The most useful one, though, in our stats is going to be stats diagnostics. So often I'll ask you to turn diagnostics on. Now, my calculator seems to think that it's 2013 at 11:46 p.m. I assure you this is not the case. So we'll quit the mode function by going second function mode to quit. And we'll now see that sine of 45 is 0.707. Of course, if I had fixed 3 in mode set to being float, it would have given me more precision. So I could go back and type the same thing, sine of 45, close the bracket, and I would get much more precision. And that's what the fixing does. It'll automatically round appropriately for you as well too, which can be useful, especially when you're asked to provide all answers to 3 significant figures. However, it can be a little bit of trouble, especially when you're not asked to round until the very end of the question. So that's some stuff about the menu of your calculator and some of the key buttons.